Usijali, usijali. Ndio nafika.
Welcome. Have a seat. Where is legal counsel for this report? Please.
statutory declaration, notice of office, affirmation of office. I, FCPA Michael Ekaya Raymond, do solemnly swear, affirm that the information I shall give in this vetting and approval hearing shall be the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. So I affirm.
Okay, thank you. Welcome the nominee. Honorable members and the Secretariat, we will do a round of introduction for purposes of our nominee, so that you know who are in the room. So we'll start introduction with the Secretariat. So the lead clerk can lead that part. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Samuel Arion, Assistant Director of Community Services, and I love this committee on appointments. I'll allow my colleagues to introduce themselves wherever they have.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Jacob, Assistant Director for Legal Services and a member of the Secretary of this committee.
Honorable Chair, David Desapon Tuswondio, Principal Research Officer of this committee.
Honorable Chair, I'm Esther, Deputy Director, Sergeant of Arms and Security Services.
James Rite, Chief Sergeant at Arms, Secretary to this committee.
Okay. I think the Secretariat, we are through with the Secretariat. Now we have our introduction of honorable members. Edukon Stephen Amais, the MCA for Harvard Ward, and the leader of majority, and the chairman of this session. Thank you. I will allow other honorable members to introduce themselves.
Honorable Chair, thank you. Our nominee, welcome. Napier Patrick, MCA for Kairis, member of this committee. Welcome. Thank you.
Through the chair, Honorable William Saman Etuba, MCA Katilu Majority Whip, and a member of this committee.
I'm Michelle. My name is Ruth Erogan, Special Rep, Turkana Center.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I'm Honorable Ndege Kale, Special Elect to Lima County, Deputy Minority Whip. I'm a member of this committee. Thank you.
Chairman, Honorable Michael Ipemideno, MCA for Kalokol, member of the Appointments Committee.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, honorable members. Welcome Mike Ekaya Raymond to this appointment committee. I know you also understand we are not taking you through an interview, but we'll be taking you through some vetting process that will be guided by Section 44 and 58 of the County Government Act, which talks of the suitability of the candidate for the position in which one has been nominated to serve. So we will endeavor to confine ourselves to what the Act has directed us to do. So to welcome you, we have provided you with a pen and a paper. So in case you see some information is getting crowded, some opportunity for you to use the pen and paper. Then when the throat also dries up, you have some water there. So we'll take you through a number of questions, and that will demand that you give it some listening, and where you don't get it clear, you need to demand for a repeat of the question. Don't proceed with the question when you are not clear, or it's a relaxed atmosphere. These are people you also have encountered in your life, so we'll ask questions that relate to the position, and we don't demand so much. You will be a little bit brief, also of time also. So I will start with the first question. The first question is introduce yourself to the committee and briefly share your academic and professional background and any experience relevant to this nomination. Then secondly, looking at your CV, you have an extensive professional background. How has your training and experience prepared you to contribute effectively to a recruitment panel, such as the one you have been nominated to serve? So you can proceed to answer those questions. Welcome.
Honorable Chair, honorable members of the panel, my name is Michael Ekai Aremo, with certifications. I'm a certified public accountant, a certified human resource professional, and a certified information system auditor. I'm a Turkana by tribe, born in Oktam, from Lapur Ward in Turkana North. Education background: I have a KCSE certificate from Oktam Primary in 1990. I have a KCSE certificate from Alliance High School in 1994. I have a Bachelor's of Commerce degree, accounting option from the University of Nairobi. From the University of Nairobi in 2000. I have a master's degree, MBA, finance option from Kenya Methodist University, 2014. I'm a finalist student for PhD in finance and banking option, Kenya Methodist University. I have a diploma from Kenya Institute of Management on NGO Management. I have a higher diploma in Human Resource Management from College of Human Resource. That is my education background, sir. This equips me with skills and competence that spans 24 years of relevant work experience, having worked with both the public and the private sector. I started my employment in 2001. I've held senior positions in both private and public sector, preparing me for this responsibility ahead of me of recruiting senior level leadership of the county public service board. Through my training, I've acquired relevant skills required for this assignment. I've mentioned that I'm a trained and competent accountant. This will help me to bring in financial management skills necessary for fiduciary assessment of the candidates. I am also a trained human resource professional, being a CHRPK, and also having participated in a number of recruiting assignments, having to do executive hiring, performance review, and strategic planning. I should be able to bring these skills that are necessary for interrogating the various candidates that will be before me. I've also acquired serious skills in auditing. This will help me be able to forge the audit trail of all whatever recruitment process takes place, so that we ensure that the process is seamless, and having an auditor eye that will ensure that all the decisions that we make are well supported and can be documented for purposes of an audit trail. I'm also a quality management specialist. This will ensure that we are able to document by coming up with a recruitment policy and the procedure, and also competent criteria, evaluation criteria for the candidates. Being also a strategic thinker and a strategic management expert, it will be important that we bring in strategic thinking that will help us come up with strategic decisions that are aligned with the objectives of the Turkana County Government and Turkana County Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mike. I know you have covered so much in that area, especially in academics. You are relevant because I know you are so instrumental when it comes to human resource. In that select panel, how are you going to be so instrumental with the mind that all the other personalities in that panel do not have knowledge in human resource? How are you going to be instrumental? Just briefly, and we'll be done.
Thank you, Chairman and members of the panel. I understand and I know that I've come in as a nominee member representing the accounting profession. But I also want to acknowledge and appreciate what the chairman has pointed, that I am also an authority in human resource management, being a trainer and a practitioner and a consultant. I should be able to match and create a synergy between the two professions, being an accountant with an auditor's eye and being an HR professional. So basically, we must lay the blocks and the foundations in how to undertake the assignment ahead of us. It may bring in a new paradigm shift, because we need to build a foundation before starting an activity. And every process like recruitment requires an end, a start and an end, that it's a process, it's just not activity. So to help my fellow colleagues who have been part of the panel and also bring in this expertise in HR, so the first thing is to indulge whether the county government public service board has an HR policy, a human resource policy. A policy is a guide, and it also describes a philosophy. We have a recruitment philosophy as Turkana county government. So our philosophy will be our defense, and it will also give us parameters on how we are going to operate as a panel. With the policy and the philosophy on recruitment, the best thing we should have is, how is our recruitment proceeding? Because we should have an understanding of operating procedure. Where do we start? Do we start from advertisement, or that has to be enshrined in a procedure? So that in absence of even our chair, the recruitment will continue, because there's a procedure that all of us are supposed to comply with.
Thank you. Mike, let me usher in Honorable Vincent Robin to ask you the other questions.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Chair, I want to introduce myself, because when the introduction was done, I was a bit busy somewhere. Robin Vincent Ekpo, MC Choga, leader of minority in Turkana County Assembly. I want to take this opportunity to welcome the nominee Turkana County Assembly in that one. I want to go straight to my question. Number one, in your view, what key competence and attribute should the county public service board members possess to effectively manage county human resource? I hope I'm clear. And then the second one, as a certified accountant and a member of ICPAK expert, could you share your professional experience and how it aligns with the responsibilities of the selection panel? How can your accounting background contribute to ensuring transparency, integrity, and accountability in the recruitment process? Thank you, Chair.
Proceed, Mike.
Thank you, Honorable Mufti Ekpo, and through the chair, members of the committee. I wish to reiterate my competencies and how they align to this responsibility I have with me. But with my accounting background, I should be that member in the panel that will help my fellow nominees in interrogating the suitability of the candidate before me by analyzing his fiduciary and accountability responsibility. That means I should be trying to see whether it's aligned with the governance and accountability responsibility of the Turkana County Public Service Board. So being an accountant, I'll be looking at issues to do with fiduciary, issues to do with governance, issues to do with ethical considerations, and issues to do with accountability of the candidate before us. This should be aligned with the values that has been espoused by the member, that we need to uphold on values of integrity, ethical competence, and professionalism of the candidate. My professional experience as a member of the accounting board will help me because I have had relevant experience, worked from being an accountant to a director in charge of accounting services, human resource and administration. So the experience will help me to interrogate and align the candidate's intentions with the person we want to sit in the board of Turkana Public Service Board. So through my experience, I think I will have a lens that is different from the candidates. 24 years is not easy. Yeah, it's not easy. I combined a number of disciplines, and that's why I was able to rise to the level of being director in charge of finance, human resource and administration. Currently, I am a consultant and a trainer. I trained with the University of Eldoret and Kenya Methodist University as an external part-time teacher. Thank you.
Chair, I think I'm satisfied with the answers that have been given by the nominee.
Thank you very much, Mike. Let me usher in Honorable Napion Patrick to ask the next question to the nominee. Welcome, Honorable.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, my one question to the nominee is that given opportunity to serve in this panel, Mike, you will be responsible for recruiting people who will handle HR, human resource matters in the county. How will you ensure that the recruitment process adheres to the constitutional principles of fair competition, transparency, inclusivity, and meritocracy? Now that you've got my question, Mike.
Yeah, I think I got you clear.
So, thank you. Respond to it. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Proceed, Mike.
Thank you, Honorable Napion, through the chair and the members of the panel. I'll be glad when I accept and commit to pick up the opportunity and handle matters human resource. Human resource matters are matters that are enshrined in the Constitution of Kenya. So we have a human resource Act. We have Public Service Commission Act. We have Code of Professional Conduct. We have a number of articles in the Constitution that governs the interests of my honorable member, Napion. We have Article 6 on matters of leadership and integrity that will ensure we mainstream integrity in the entire process, and also we bring on board competent and ethical members to serve the Turkana's Public Service Board. That will help us to mainstream integrity, the principle of integrity, and also fairness, ethical, transparency, and meritocracy. And also to ensure at least we have inclusivity, we will have to uphold with Article 54 of the Constitution on matters of gender equality. Articles that is 54, Article 62 and 67 on matters of the marginal communities and also people with disability. So this will ensure inclusion of everybody on board. And this must be observed right from the start of the recruitment process, right from the advertisement to the selection, the body of Turkana Public Service Board. So the 4 articles I've mentioned will ensure we achieve all that Honorable Napio is concerned about. Thank you.
You have delved yourself into marginal communities. What of the larger population within Turkana County?
The larger population are perceived to be the host, and they take the largest percentage of the recruitment, but without compromising on merit. So these articles have been introduced to ensure inclusivity, an element that we are trying to embrace, being a diverse country, a diverse nation. We want to bring in issues of diversity and inclusivity. So the only thing is by being intentional, by invoking these articles. Yeah.
Thank you. Honorable Mike M, you can take over.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Adam, you have had several leadership positions in organizations. Describe a situation in your career where you are part of a high-stakes decision-making process. What principles guided your judgment, and what was the outcome?
Thank you, Honorable Michael. True, I've held senior roles in both the private and the public sector. And my last responsibility was the director of charge of finance, human resource administration. This placed me at the strategic table. I've said yes, true, that I've held senior government roles, in both private and public sector. The last one being the director in charge of finance, human resource and administration. This brings me to the decision-making table at the strategic level of the management. The strategic level of management is where most decisions are made. And strategic means we come up with policy decisions that impact the organization bottom line. That means each function must contribute to the objectives, must contribute an objective that are aligned with the organization goals. So as an HR person, you contribute an objective at the strategic level. As a finance person, you contribute an objective at the strategic level. Now, once an objectives from the various functional departments are aligned to the organization vision, mission, and goals, you create what is called synergy, and the decisions will positively impact the organization bottom line in form of increased productivity, enhanced performance, service delivery. So those decisions that are strategic, if they will help to ensure the productivity and performance of the organization goes up. So that's where, and then at this critical strategic level, this is where we allocate budgets to various functional heads of various functions, because if we are able to convince this strategic level, and this is where I say we used to sit, you bring your programs as an HR person, you bring your programs as a researcher, as a marketer, communication person, and you are able to convince this senior team of management where I used to sit that your programs will bring this kind of positive value to the organization. Yes, we support you with a budget, and that's how we used to allocate our budgets to our programs and our functions. So we make very strategic decisions based on how you are able to convince us that your programs are going to impact positively to the organization bottom line. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable William Edward, you can ask those two questions.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Mike Aremon, I have two questions for you. One, suppose an external actor, and in most cases a politician like an MCA, MP, governor, senator, women rep, attempts to influence the recruitment outcome. How would you handle such an interference? Two, how will you ensure that the principles of inclusivity, gender equity, and representation of marginalized groups are upheld in the recruitment process? I know you talked about some of those things, but how would you make sure that those ones, inclusivity, is encouraged actually? I hope you have understood the two questions.
Yes.
You can now answer them.
Proceed.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Etubon, through the chair and the members of the committee. Yes, this is a thorny and weighty question, and relevant. We cannot run away from it. So, cognizant of the fact that my environment as a recruiter is composed of political influence. I, together with the recruiting panel, we should be able to analyze our environment and then put in place compensating, mitigating strategies on how we can counteract political influence or interference. And one of these, among others, is to ensure that the recruitment process is open, transparent, fair, inclusive, and based on principles of merit. We should put in place, the way I said in the first place, very convincing evidence that is, I can say that is, that will be able to shield the panel from such a kind of interference. How do you get to do this? Is, let's have a transparent process from the beginning through the advert. Advert must be very clear. We should be able to document the entire process, right from the long list of candidates. That should be documented. And the short list, the rankings, all that process must be documented and go through the necessary approval levels. This will make it difficult to penetrate a documented process. A process that speaks beyond me as a recruiter, a process that is collectively owned by the panelists. It will become difficult to influence an individual panelist. However, we should ensure this process is well participated by sensitizing everyone, including all the counties and wards of a process that starts. If it's a recruitment, then let's sensitize that there's an advert. Everybody from Loktam, everyone from Subuta must know that an advert has been placed. So we should be able to sensitize through circulated advertisement. And also let's also continue encouraging, as the inclusivity, let's encourage the marginalized, let's encourage the PWC, let's encourage the youth to participate. And that must be very clear in this advert. This will take everybody on board, and there should be no one who will think will be left out, because if you think you are interested, you should have applied. Then we document everything. And the only thing you can beat a politician is by explaining an item professionally. And let them understand we are all Turkanas from Turkana County who deserve. However, there are considerations based on community balance. Besides the merit, there is consideration that is also enshrined in the law about community balancing. I think that is the bit that can be invoked to accommodate political interest. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Just briefly again on that question. Now that the appointing authority is also mentioned there, how are we going to manage the appointing authority? How are you going to deal with him? Because he might ask you to compromise certain standards. Then finally, what is your view about politically exposed persons? Your view about politicians?
I hope it's not politician as a candidate, it's politician outside the recruitment.
Generally about politically exposed persons. Anybody in politics is politically exposed. Proceed.
Thank you, Chair, fellow members. Politically exposed persons are members of the Turkana community with interests that they are pursuing to meet their objectives. However, we all need to uphold the Constitution. Nobody is above the Constitution and the various espoused articles enshrined in the Constitution. That sensitization to the politician is a must. So once we get the basics, we become one society that knows what is looking for. I say, if you want a process to be impartial, you must sensitize all your stakeholders. You must be able to understand the expectations. Kindly, they also need to know the expectations of the recruiter. Once we get that point of convergence, the outcome of the exercise shall be a joy to all of us. So let's start by addressing the first thing. Let me know who are our stakeholders. Then we indulge them, our stakeholders who are the politicians, so that we get to know the expectations before the process. If you want to do a program, you must do a stakeholders analysis, a needs assessment, etc. So that when you come up with a program, you come up with a program that will not meet challenges in the process of rolling. So, Chairman, I'm cognizant of the fact that there is a political community outside there who I accept they are key stakeholders who we must indulge in so that we get to know the expectations of the political community. We also tell them our expectations and what Turkana is looking for. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Napion, you can take over for them.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. Once again, Mike, I have a question here. What major risks do you foresee? What major risks do you foresee in the recruitment process of the County Public Service Board members? Rather saying, what pitfalls do you think, or challenges do you think you foresee in the recruitment of County Public Service Board members? And what strategies will you mitigate to ensure that a better recruitment process is done? I don't know whether you...
I've got it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Napion. Through the Chair, honorable members. I've been asked a question on the major risks and challenges that are likely to come. It's true. One, which I've addressed, is the issue of political influence is a risk and a challenge. So we cannot run away from that. The other issue is resources, budgetary allocations through a recruitment process. The other challenge is time. Honorable Chair, as a competent authority on risk management, I embrace this question with some professionalism. That is true. There is no process that has got no risk. So I'll just single recruitment process. So the first thing, as you're saying, I need to identify the various inherent risk in a recruitment process. One, right from advertisement. That's where recruitment starts. So recruitment must start from what goes into an advertisement. That is our indent, the job specification, the qualifications required for a particular job. So that is a product of a job evaluation. So what does the indent contain? That will be able to guide us for an inclusive process. So the indent must be very clear in terms of what qualification we are looking for. The indent also should be very clear on the skills we want to bring on board. We should be clear on the grading of this particular job. We should be clear on the pay grade. All these are contained in the indent. So once we are clear on that, and the target group, because some advert can also be specific to a certain target group so that we don't attract everyone. Because if we get this specification very right and we use this job advert as what will guide our evaluation criteria, we'll be very comfortable. So that there are people, by just looking at the advert, you just disqualify yourself. You don't need to apply for a job. If it's requiring a master's and you don't have, why should you apply? If it's looking for a PWT and you're not one, why should you apply? So if you make it clear like that, and the Honorable County Assembly is able to ensure that that is complied with, then our work becomes easier.
Honorable Chair, I think the response he has given, the nominee has given what I think the very answers I expected. So thank you so much. Back to the Chair.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mike. Let me usher in Honorable Michael Lepin to ask the next question.
Thank you, Chairman. Straight to the question. Turkana County currently faces service delivery challenges in some sectors like health and education. In your assessment, what are the key human resource and governance challenges facing Turkana County, and how can the new Public Service Board help address them? I hope it's clear.
Thank you, Honorable Mike. Thank you, Honorable Michael. To restate, is Turkana County government is currently facing a service delivery challenge that is bordering matters to do with governance. I think, Honorable Chair, this is a fact. Our health delivery systems are wanting. So that means we need to do an audit our processes, because our health systems or our health institutions are currently still managed by personnel who we recruited. There are personnel in those institutions and systems. But there is a problem because they are not delivering as expected, because our health facilities, our health systems are not working. That means, did we recruit health staff that have competence that fits our needs in the health sector? Did we recruit the right people for these jobs? That audit of our personnel is important. There is an aspect called human resource auditing, that will audit our processes, will audit our policies, will audit all that we put to bring in a candidate and give the job. We will have to audit even those papers that have brought in a candidate. If we do that audit, we will be able to find answers to our problems, whether we gave people the right jobs. So if we have inherent, that means that will give us an answer that we need to change our recruitment process, or we got the wrong people for the job. That is an HR matter. On governance issue, which I think will also involve having a conversation with the people given responsibility to discharge the health sector. There are a number of issues that are likely to deter performance and productivity of both an employee and the organization. Do they have the right things, the right tools that they need for them to perform? Because you can be competent as a surgeon, but you don't have a theater. You don't have what it entails to be in a theater for you to operate a patient. So what does that mean?
Mike?
You compromise on the facility. Yeah.
Mike, maybe you are a little bit within the confines of the question, because we want you to look at the governance, that is the human resource, and the governance challenges facing Turkana, and how the new service board will help address these challenges. Those people you will recruit, how they will help address it.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
Maybe the question from the honorable member was inclined to help, but from our perspective, now that the baton has been passed to us to recruit and observe matters of governance, basically, I should ensure that what we bring out to Turkana County in terms of the people we are going to recruit, that is the commissioners of the the board, we should ensure that we bring in people who are competent, who are ethical, who are full of integrity and professional.
Thank you very much. I think you have handled that question. So let me give this opportunity to Honorable William Whitburn to ask you the next question. Welcome, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Mike Aremo, it is expected that the panel you will serve, if approved, will work collectively so that it achieves the purpose. How would you foster teamwork among your members?
Thank you, Honorable Whitburn. To enhance teamwork, teamwork is an answer that will guarantee us quality delivery of this assignment. We need to work as a team. Team means division of labor. Team means making work easy. So I commit as a member of the panel to uphold the Constitution by observing all relevant regulations, articles that are needed to guide a recruiter, a human resource professional in this recruitment process. I commit to collaborate with fellow panelists to deliver on this assignment in terms of documenting the process, developing a scoring or evaluation criteria that is acceptable to all of us as the panelists. I commit to ensuring, together with my panelists, that Turkana County gets competent, professional members of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. I will call upon Honorable Vincent Robin to ask you the next question.
Thank you, Chair. Once again, Mr. Mike Aremo, you are a very busy person, at least going by your social media posting. The assignment requires commitment within strict timelines, and you are available to dedicate sufficient time to the process. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. You can now proceed with that question.
Thank you, Honorable Paul. I sincerely appreciate my feasibility has been noticed by many, that I'm full in the social media, advancing matters at again. This is an intentional activity, an intentional assignment. I am doing it for my community. Atacare is a vehicle that we all need, and that's why I'm very visible, because until you do that, nobody knows what you're doing. So visibility and Facebook is a good thing. Now, Atacare is a consultancy I'm doing a consultancy I'm not on a full-time employment with a special envoy. The special envoy is my friend, is my father, is my mentor, and my responsibility is to bring the best out of him and develop this vehicle called Atacare to transform my community and also release pressure release pressure from the county government by creating avenues of employment for the Turkana community. So basically, I take this assignment very seriously, the new assignment, if given the opportunity, because I know it is not a contract that is spanning years. It's a short-term assignment, and it's an assignment that is in the know of my current client, the special envoy. And I reiterate that I'm a consultant multitasker. So I'll do this job to your satisfaction. And I hold this assignment dear because I have resolved to give a new paradigm shift to this entire process. And thank you, Ekpor. I think you've interacted a number of this assignment. And it's not a political assignment, for sure. Attacker is not a political assignment. It's something that will help all of us.
So, thank you, Mike. So you can confirm that you will have time for this assignment?
I will have time for this assignment day and night. Thank you.
Well answered, Chair.
Thank you, thank you. Let's move to the next phase now. Let me call upon Honorable Rebecca Epai to ask those two questions to the nominee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I have two questions to ask the nominee. The first question, integrity is a cornerstone of public service. What mechanism will you put in place to safeguard the integrity of the recruitment process? That's one. Understood?
Yes.
Number two, how will you manage a situation where a friend or a relative apply for a position as a member of County Public Service Board or the CEO? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Mike, I hope you have gotten the two questions.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. If you want be rephrased or repeated, we can as well do.
Well understood. The first question is on integrity.